Dean has a radio station in Sam's head. The background music. Everything ties back to him, like all those roads that lead to Rome. Sam sees candy bar wrappers on sidewalks, and hears Dean saying, caramel or peanut butter, but both at once is just lunacy. The first star of the night, and Dean is saying, I think you just made a wish on a 747, dude. For 4 years straight, Sam stumbled to his morning class only half awoken, because Dean wasn't there to say, rise and shine, Sammy. The vast, encompassing wrongness of a voiceless Dean hits him.
Dean once found a letter in a derelict house. Light of my life, it began, so Dean sniggered, but finished reading. 15 years later, he's caught in a loop of reciprocal hurt with Sam, while not much else can harm them, the two precious vessels to sail the end of the world. They even get to visit heaven. Turns out Dean's heaven is his baby brother and a field of fireworks. Sammy can't contain himself, runs towards the fireworks, jubilant. Dean follows him with his eyes and thinks, light of my life. Fittingly, Sam dies swallowed by a black hole.
Sam gets quiet again. He studies Dean for a good long moment. Then, very carefully, comes around to stand before Dean. He smells so good, like baby brother, like something Dean can close his eyes and breathe in, to make him feel like he wants to keep living.
Dean stepped closer. He recognized his own scent on Dean, and that had been more of an impact than his proximity.
He looked over and studied Sam's profile, thinking suddenly about what he'd said by the side of the road. You didn't really know, did you? He said at last. What Dad was planning? Sam didn't look at him. He took a healthy swallow of tequila, coughing. Not exactly. But it doesn't matter. If I'd known. But you didn't, is my point. Sam's color rose, and he suddenly seemed very interested in his hands. I should have. I think a part of me did know. But you were all I could think about. Dean turned to look across the little space between them, the warm glow in his belly spilling over into something he didn't want to look at too closely.
They drink and play cards, and Sam tells long, rambling stories that he's never bothered to share before because they have no point or moral and aren't that interesting, just some random stuff that's happened to him, and he is amazed to have Dean's attention on him the whole time. He grins up at his brother, feeling so drunk, so stupid, and so irrevocably young.
You know it's not just you, right? He said, voice rough soft. I think about it too sometimes. He's wasted, Dean told himself, doesn't know what he's saying. With forced lightness, he said, whatever, man. I left my decoder ring in my other pants. It's all right, Sam said. You don't have to say anything. I just wanted you to know it's okay.
She gestures suddenly at the amulet on his chest. Your amulet. May I see it? He grips his amulet protectively, and then lets go. It swings back to rest against his chest, the weight warm and familiar. I guess, he says wearily. I'm not taking it off, though. I wouldn't expect you to, answers Augustine. She plucks the amulet off his chest with a frail hand and closes her eyes. Your brother gave this to you, didn't he? She asks after a moment. Yeah, says Dean gruffly. When we were kids. It was a long time ago. Word of advice, Dean. Never accept a gift, says Madame Augustine, opening her eyes. A gift means a person has power over you. He has to laugh at the implication that all Sam's power over him comes from the amulet.
Memory welled heavy within him, and for once he let it surface. Let himself think about cornfields and old barns under a moon bright as day, about silver bullets and the fast beat of his heart in the dark and his dad calling the shots. Sometimes it was hard to remember that there had ever been a time when the three of them had really been a family, that they'd even been happy sometimes. Dean wondered if Sam remembered it that way at all. "You know the funny thing?" he said into the quiet between them, not knowing until he said it that he meant to. "What's that?" "I think about all the things we hunted and how I never really expected him to lose, but then sometimes I think..." His breath caught on it, and the words locked up in his throat. After a long moment, Sam said, "Tell me." Dean swallowed, closed his eyes. "Sometimes I think he really died when Mom did. Like all this time he was just waiting, you know?" "Yeah," Sam said. It sounded like it hurt him, and Dean felt like shit when he realized it surprised him to hear how much.